Welcome everybody back to the channel. My name is Ben Miller. I'm a mixer and a producer here in Nashville, Tennessee. And today we're gonna mix an entire song extremely fast with only using Pro Tools stock plugins. Let's go! All right. All right, so we've got this session. This was recorded at Saxman Studios in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Technically Nashville. It's recorded in Nashville by Nashville players. Yay! All the guys. So you got Grady owns the studio, but on this one, he's usually playing drums, but on this one we had Matt King. We have Tim Denbo in the pink area with the bass. We have Andy Ellison on acoustic guitar and like lap steel. Aaron Curry on electric guitar, and Billy Noble on keys. And the artist's name is Cal Stage. This is a song called Cornfields, because he was taking the cornfields home one night. It's a pretty funny story. You'll have to run into him one day and ask him about the story. So let's go ahead and start with a static mix. I've done a little bit of bussing, which I need to go ahead and kill these. Okay. Oh my gosh, rookie. All right, I've sent a few things to. This is driving me crazy. Okay, now let's talk about drums. We've got kick in, kick out, snare top, bottom. We have rack up, floor tom. We have ribbon overheads. We have condenser overheads. We have a mono room, which I believe was a C414, and stereo rooms, which I'm not sure what they were. But it sounds like a room to me. And then the percussion was a tambourine, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and start building a static mix. I've already sent to a drum parallel, a drum saturation parallel, a kick parallel, and a snare parallel. Snarelel, if you will. I need to rename that in there and actually call it snarelel, but I'd probably end up calling it like Snarello or whatever. It sounds like a Pokemon. All right, so here we go. Let's build it from the ground up and until we have a static mix. Let's go. I do this with every mix. Of course, it really helps to have great players. You see, those ambient mics, the overheads, that's your snapshot of your kit. For those of you who are new to this, that's the snapshot of your kit. Nothing feels right until those are in there. Watch. Sounds pretty good, but watch. Oh yeah. I'll switch over here so you guys can kind of see. Ooh, there's a lot. Let's continue. And I'm working over here on my Avid S1. This is Desert Island piece of gear for me. I can't do what I do without this. And you should buy one. This is not a sponsored video, but everybody should have one or like 4 of these because they all connect to each other. And it's amazing. If you want to touch faders, I want to touch faders. I like to reach out and touch somebody, right? I'll move you. Heart fader. All right, let's go. And I like to bring something way high so that I know what it sounds like and then kind of blend it in. A lot of people like to do that. All right, sounds like a drum kit. Let's move on. Now, another thing that I like to do here is the Avid down mixer lets me put everything on one fader. And I'm going to drag that. I do not like working in mixer view, but I'm doing it for you. So I like to put the down mixer on everything because it puts everything on one fader. Let's continue. All right, so we got his vocal in there, but I'm going to mute that for now and focus just on the band. We're kicking some butt right now. Let's listen to the drum kit just a little bit. I'm going to focus in on the drum kit here. Yeah, that feels great. Now let's do some processing. Now on this drum parallel, man, I really like to blend in kind of a beat up signal. Oops, it's so easy to go pick something else. Only stock plugins. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, it was habit. Okay. So we're gonna go with impact on this one. You know what? No, let's flip it. We're gonna go 304. This guy at the very top. 304 compressor. All right, now we're gonna go slope, which is kind of like is your ratio. We're gonna go. We can play with the attack, but let's go fast release. It's feeling pretty good. Oh, yeah, and it really starts clamping down when the drummer gets a little louder. Matt King, man, what a player. Let's do some tone shaping while we're there. Everything has to be avid. Remember, everything has to be avid. Here we go. Not much. And I love not being able to see, because that feels really good. If you can end up using your eyes way too much, and that can be detrimental. Some guys can really do that, but some can't. All right, so that feels really good. Now let's do this saturation thing here. I'm going to make this a little bit more involved. And there is a really great saturation plugin that Avid offers. This is the Real Tape Saturation. We're going to drive the crud out of it. Make sure whenever you're driving something that you make a face that you're driving it, like a Now we're also going to do, I figured this out the other day, the Sans amp. Check us out. See, it kind of like brings it together. It's really cool. All right, let's go to kick parallel. Kick-a-rail? I don't know. Kick parallel. I'm going to copy this guy over here. No, you know what? I did find a cooler trick. The Pro compressor. Let's do that. And I'm shooting right for that -3 mark. So that sounds good. I'm going to move on to snare parallel. Now I might get a little bit more aggressive on this one. Feels pretty good to me. Let's do some EQ on that. Remember, everything is Avid. You know what? Let's switch it over to the impact because that one was actually a little bit heavier hitting. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's move on. Let's see what the bass is doing. Now, I do some other things too where I like to send my kick to 7. And make sure you're sending the kick out too. And I like to send my snare, shift option, click, and then you can send it wherever you want. You can send multiple things to multiple sources. Keep holding it, click it, it'll auto drag. Pretty cool. All right, we're actually looking pretty good. We can actually go ahead and do some bus processing. So let's get that 304C in there. Oh, we're cooking now, boy. Shooting for like -1, -2 on that. And then let's go ahead and put the limiter on there too so that we know where our parameters are. Where are our parameters going to be today? So I'm going to set this to -0.1. And we're already at like 16, 15. I bet we're at 15 in the choruses. Well, we sure will be once we get to the later parts of the song. All right, now here comes my actual drum compression. So I am going to, what did I do down there? I'm going to switch it. We did the 304C down here, so I'm going to switch it over to the impact. And this works really, really well. Y'all ready for this? This is great. Y'all ready for this? I mean, doesn't that sound like some of the records that you guys have been chasing? I know it does for me. I mean, that is just sauce. Let's do a little bit of snare. And one thing I really like to do is the Pultec EQ, the EP EQP 1A. Come over here to the 10K, boost it. All right, that's all we need. So boost and cut. That's the Pultec trick. Boost, cut, and it makes your thing look weird. I don't know the science behind it, but I know what it sounds like and I know how to do it. So that's it. Let's move on. let's look at these electric guitars here. Feels great. Let's look at that right side. Print, move on. You see how much damage you can really do with just EQ? Like it's pretty unbelievable. Let's go over here. What was I going for? I was going for the Fairchild. Where's Fairchild? Oh, right there. All right. Turn your threshold all the way down, okay? And then slowly come up until you have enough volume and then clip off the top. Watch this. And there we absolutely have it. All right, let's continue. Let us continue. Guitar solo sounds great. Oh, let's look at acoustic guitar real quick. I like this Bomb Factory 76 on it. We'll do some tone shaping there too. I'm gonna go fast, fast. That's good. All right, now let's move this down and out of the way so we can tone shape this. And I'm doing the EQ before the compression so that I'm compressing what I've EQ'd, right? I made that mistake in the last video. Let's do a little bit. Let's turn on one of the filters. That feels good. Never EQ your guitars in mono. That's a terrible mistake. That feels great. All right, now let's look at these rhythm acoustic guitars, or rhythm electric guitars, and the acoustic guitar. We're gonna send all these guys to an electric room, which it looks like I've already got set up down there. It's usually part of my template. Where is it? There it is. Send everybody. Okay, now down here, I've been using this Reverb 1 and this club setting sounds. Y'all hear that? Let's pull back on that decay. The size, we can take the decay all the way down. You don't need much of that, but that kind of glues everybody together. It's a really cool trick. See how everything's like kind of together now? Golly, I love that. There's also another really cool trick that I was talking to a buddy of mine about today, and that's this is such a cheat code. So doing a don't do this all the time, but you can do something sizable. Like that's pretty good. Let's take this down like that, and then we're gonna take the percent down to like 3%. You just get a little extra layer of compression by using this reverb on your master bus. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody it's there. It's not a reverb, so to speak, as like like putting a verb on a snare or a verb on a vocal. It's a gluey verb. Okay, let's continue. Everything sounds good. These sound good. Let's do some solo effects. This what was it? The real tape delay. This actually sounds really, really fantastic. Of course, we have to send it. You guys are going to get to see my mistakes in real time here, because you know what? If you don't make mistakes, you don't do anything. And here's muted. See that spatial thing that's happening there? It's just a little slap delay that I've got sent over here to the right speaker. That's about all you need of that. Let's look at B3. Now, I do hear a little bit of clashiness going on there, but not much. So we're just going to do like this. Let's make this a big old fat band. Big old fat band. That's great. Now we can clamp that down together using that same bomb factory. You know what? Let's do 2A on this one. That's great. The piano, man, I've been using that same 304C for the piano. Check this out. This is actually really cool. I'll listen to it in solo and then I'll blend it in. Yeah, see, he's kind of attacky, so we're just getting rid of a little bit of that attack. Now let's blend it in. I mean, money, right? All right, now down here at the steel guitar, let's give that some verb, and we're going to use that same reverb 1 because it really sounds great. Again, you have to send it to the track. Oh my gosh, rookie over here. Just adds a little background. Now let's saturate steel just a little bit. Where's that saturator, real tape saturation? Here we go. That's great. Now let's also send steel to its own bus. It's just going to live there. Let's go bus 9. Let's do that. And we're going to send vocal to bus 10 while we're thinking about it. Right? If you guys are learning something along the way, please like, share, subscribe, do whatever. Hang out with me for a little bit. Ask questions. If you need anything, if you want to know anything, just ask. I don't know the answers to everything, but I feel like I'm getting really good at this. Let's continue. Now, the reason that I'm sending steel to its own bus is I'm going to have the steel's over here on the right. So I'm going to have this right electric guitar listen just to the steel, and it's going to duck kind of out of the way when the steel starts. And the way we're going to do that is with the multi-band compressor. So let's come over here to our key. We put that on 9. Let's bypass the lows, these. Let's keep this one and bypass the super highs. We're going to make this a little wide. All right, now make sure you turn your side chain on, which is right here. Now, when they're both playing together, this guitar is going to kind of get out of the way just in this area, and we're going to come down till we get what we want. Check it out. See how all of a sudden the steel guitar, just the lap steel just came right over that right guitar? It's great. We can actually make that a little wider. That's awesome. See, now they're not fighting so much. Why are you guys fighting so much? They don't want you to fight so much. Paul. All right. If you're getting at least something from this, clap your hands. All right, here we go. Now, for the bass side chain, we're going to come to the routing folder, and I'm going to use that same plugin. We're going to go to the, where was it? Multiband, multipass. I'm going to bypass these 3, and we're going to focus on just the low end, which is, and I'm going to move this to about like 170 or so. Turn on the side chain. We're going to side chain it to, you guessed it, bus 7. And we're going to get a little duckage. Boom, all of a sudden, there's our kick. All right, here's some game. Throw this on your guitar bus 2 and dial that in. That's great. Here's some more game. Throw this on your keys bus and dial that in. You see how we can go really fast, right? Boom, we're just going left and right there. Side chaining is done for the kick drum. All right, now come over here to guitar area, copy this, and have it listen to the snare bus instead. Boom. Now, we don't want to listen to the bottoms. We want to listen to, I'm shooting for the transient and a little bit of this. So let's go side chain, turn this off. See, all of a sudden, the kick drum and the snare drum are just cutting all the way through the mix. We're cooking now, guys. We're cooking. All right. Let's go to keys, and we'll copy and paste and do the same thing. Ready? Boom. It's done. Perfect the way it is. Okay, let's listen to this steel real quick. Yeah. All right, now we're to the point where we can do some vocalage. Now, I've got 3 buses set up here. For Cal's voice, we're going to start with an EQ. Okay, start with that. I'm not going to touch it yet. And then I know that I like him going into the Bomb Factory 76, and then I'm going to go into the Fairchild after this. I'm going to shoot for like -6.
We got both of us blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA.
That feels great. We're going to go one more level, though. I really, really like this trick. To get the Fairchild 660 after that. Again, turn your threshold all the way down and then come up until you have enough level, and then start clipping off the top.
We got both of us blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA.
That's perfect. So let's do some EQ while it's going.
Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home.
Feels good to me. Now, I have some buses set up here, too, and it looks like you're going to get to see what I put on these buses, so that's cool. So let's send it to Wait, no, we don't want to send it to tracks here. So send it to the P comp, which is parallel compression. We're going to send it to the D-verb. There's some game right there. Don't overlook the D-verb. Okay. And then was there another one? No, there's just 3. Okay, so parallel compression. We're going to do some saturation. Okay, and I'm going to drive the crud out of it. Now I'm also going to smash it with a compressor. Let's do something vocally. A 76 is very vocally, so let's smashy smash.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up.
I mean, my goal is to kind of have that needle pinned. I'm not using my ears right now. I'm using my eyes to see that. And then I'm going to blend that into taste. Watch.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night.
That's about all we need. All right, the next one is D-verb. D-verb is going to give you a really cool spatial thing, but let me show you how I do this. So I'm going to go to a room sound, and I'm going to go the smallest I can, decay as fast as possible. Let's listen to this.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereo.
You hear that? You hear it's really, really quick? Now let's put an EQ on this and set it behind something. Remember, if you roll off the highs, you're going to start setting things behind things.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA.
A little bit more.
Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lake.
All right, now let's bring that back down and blend it into taste.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold.
We can go one up on this one. Let's use the lo-fi to saturate just a little bit more. Boom. This is game, man. This is really cool stuff. Don't go past some of these.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos.
Like, don't go past. So, I mean, do whatever you want. But, I mean, sometimes that 0.2, it just sets you over the top. All right, now let's give him a little bit of a delay. Let's do... You know what? There was another one. It was up here, the BBD delay.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA.
That's great.
Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home. We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town
And what I'm doing, this is a Nolan Neal trick. Rest in peace, Nolan Neal. He used to call me and give me all these tricks. Don't know if it probably didn't originate from him, but just like me, I find stuff and I pass it along when I find it, okay? It's like the movie Crossroads. Like, you got to take it past where you found it, right? So here we go.
We got.
This is just a little spatial thing. It's a little slap delay that's just about 30% off to one speaker.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on.
Spatial.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold.
Cool. All right, now let's unmute that and listen to it in the mix.
We got Bo-Cephas blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA.
We're cooking now. We're cooking. All right, so we already know that this feels really good. There's one thing I'm going to do here on the drum bus. I'm going to come over here to, I'm going to come over here to the verses, and I'm going to draw some automation here. It's kind of hard to see. But on a lady luck. So right here, I'm actually going to automate the signal down just a hair in the verses. That's it. That's really all I'm going to do. This is a pretty rockin' tune, so we're definitely going to want it to be dynamic and kind of smashing in the right spots. So that's pretty cool. That's a really, really cool move.
We got Bo Cephas blaring on the stair.
All of a sudden, the drum kit just gets behind the vocal. It's amazing. There's no automation anywhere else. All right, so let's close that. Let's move on. Percussion, great. Acoustic guitar. Let's see if we can do acoustic and the 2 electrics. Let's see if we can do 4 at the same time. Let's try. Let's do 4 at the same time. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see if we can do all 4 at the same time. No, I'm not even going to say it. Let's turn all these on to touch. Now I'm going to use this to find my faders. And we're going to go. I think electric guitar starts first. So here we go.
Ice cold, just a Friday night, small town USA. Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting alone. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. Just the way we live, we ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong. Working 60-hour weeks, but not enough.
So a little attention to detail. Let's go back to our window here. There's some really cool stuff that Aaron Curry does right here. See these little stabs? Let's go get those.
Never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong. Working 60-hour weeks, but not enough pay. When it's all said and done at the end of the day, me and the boys will be taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing
Oh, man, we're cooking, huh?
my baby, she's
Only 40 minutes into this mix. We're almost done.
Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
like that little feedback at the end there. That's pretty cool. All right, that's actually looking really good. There was one thing. What is that? We're going to go check on what that is because I don't remember what happened here. This right here. What is this? Oh, so that's, you can hear the drum room through the acoustic mic. Okay, let's do something with that. So we're going to double the track. Don't do any of the automation. That's fine. Now we don't need that. So let's go ahead and throw this down here and take a listen to it. So let's really smash that. Oh, you can even hear him breathing. Let's do this a different way. So let's go. Excuse me. Let's destroy it. How can we destroy it? Yeah, let's do this. Let's get rid of some of that rumble because that's going to mess with us. Now we've got something usable. Now let's saturate after that. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Now, how did I do this? What was that really cool thing that I did with this? I'm pretty sure it was just that, where is it? Real tape saturation. There we go. Drive it. Output it. Okay, that's kind of perfect. Let's cut a little bit of that top end off. Okay, now what we're going to do is... Uh-oh, no, let's not do that. Check this out. So we're going to automate that. And we're going to go left and right on that. Ready? Where's my fader?
Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along.
That was money. Hey, let's send it to the guitar room. Oh, it's already in the guitar room. That's great. All right, that was great. You see what happened? Oh, you know what? Let's put a flanger on that too. Don't forget that you guys have so many things that you can play with here. Let's go depth a little. Let's go slower on the rate here. I know that's
taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour.
Money. Don't even mess with it anymore. Let's continue. That's great. Okay, so let's get that guy there, that guy there. Put all this automation away. Guitar solos are great. All right, let's do some keys. I can do keys at the same time. I think I could do, yeah, I might be able to do steel at the same time. Gets a little difficult trying to wrap your brain around doing three things at the same time, but you know, if you're paying attention to it, you're paying attention to the mix as a whole, right? All right, so let's put that there. So B3 here, piano here, steel here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, let's back up a little bit. There we go. Let's hit that again. better.
We got both CBs blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up the
Let's go ahead and go over here.
small town USA. Another show.
Whoops. Playing with the wrong one here.
Small town USA. Another show on a flatbed truck. But I'm a betting on
comes the steel.
lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home.
That was a little much, so let's go back and get that
On a
again.
lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be
There we go.
taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting alone. Taking the corn.
There was a piano riff in there. Did you guys hear it? I'm going to get that.
Taking the corn
Back up a little bit.
alone.
Back up even more.
90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting alone. Taking the cornfields
We got it. We got it.
home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven home.
Cool. Let's move over here to these stabs.
Told us the difference between right and wrong. Working 60
All right, got that first time. That'll work.
Pay. When it's all said
That'll
and
do,
done,
pig.
at the end of the day, me and the boys will be taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting alone. Taking the cornfields home.
Cooking, man. We're cooking.
It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. Taking the cornfields
Cool. That was good.
home. Doing 90 miles an hour,
That drum
my
thing is
baby,
too
she's
cool for
waiting
school.
alone. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
Cool. That felt really good. That was really great. So let's turn these off. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh my gosh, rookie. Save a lot of time with the key commands. Now, we're going to do something here that's actually really cool. This is one of my favorite tricks to get a vocal to pass through the mix. And we're going to be done with this mix in under an hour. So we're going to go Pro Multiband. Where's our vocal sent? Our vocal is sent to bus 10. Let's have it listen to bus 10. And then we're going to bypass this one, and this one. We're going to set this between, can I click on this? Yes, okay, I can click on this. 2000, 2000, and 4K. Like that. Turn the side chain on. Now, when this plays, it's only going to duck between 2 and 4K, and that's going to let the vocal come right up over top. You know, Andrew Sheps always says that vocal lives, the vocal lives right at 3K, you know, with his hair and whatnot. All right, so here we go. We're shooting for just a little bit of reduction here.
We got both CBS blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night, small town USA.
That's magical. All right, so let's take that and drag that to the steel. There's probably a better way to do this. Like we could probably do like a music bus. But man, I really just don't want to mess up my flow here.
We got both CBS blaring on the stereo.
See, we just dragged this over here. This is probably a little bit more prevalent over here. So we need to back it
Both
off.
CBS blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night.
Oh my gosh, we're going to take it over to Parkland, Acoustic Land, and then we're actually going to put it up here on the drum bus as well. I'm sorry if I have been going in and out. I apologize. It's hard to keep my foot on this switch back here.
We got both CBS blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night.
Feels great. Now, guys, I think we're pretty done, but let's automate this vocal. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. We're going to be done under an hour. Under an hour, guys. Don't spend all day on your mixes. Don't just go 8 hours. Don't go 8 hours deep on a mix. You're gonna mix it into oblivion. You'll unmix the song, as some people say. All right, let's automate.
We got both CBS blaring on the stereos, coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night, small town USA.
Yeah, boy. Sing it, Cal.
Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home.
Sing it.
Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
All right, let's fly over here to verse 2. Where's this vocal?
We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. Just the way we live, we ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong.
Automation is what lets your mix breathe.
Working 60-hour weeks for not enough pay. When it's all said and done at the end of the day, me and the boys will be taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
All right, let's fly over here. Last chorus.
Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour,
That is still so cool. I'm gonna love that the rest of my life. I love that.
Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
Come on, Cal, give it to him, boy.
It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
Excellent. You see, we just rode the vocal through the whole thing. It's got peaks and valleys. It's got ups and downs, just like the rest of us. All right, now there was one thing that I was going to do. This riff needs a little bit of help, doesn't it? So let's do a little cheatery. You know, so far we have pretty much everybody doing the thing and the thing. It looks like I already set up for that. Did I already do this? I must have done this when I did the room. Okay, so let's do this. We're just going to grab this section. We're going to copy and paste it down here, but I'm going to offset it like that. Let's go a little bit further. All right, that's really cool. Let's do one more thing with that. Yeah, that's great. All right, let's take the top off. Take your top off. Cool, now let's turn it down just a smidge. Where is it? Let's make it fuzzier, man. Let's do so. Where's that distortion? DC distortion. Let's really crud this thing up. All right, let's turn it down a little bit. Oh, it is so funny. So money, it ain't funny. All right, guys, let's look at our mix bus for a sec.
It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
All right, let's do the multi-band.
It's home. Baby, she's waiting along. It's home. It's our way of life.
Don't want to get rid of too much throat.
It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong.
All right, now let's push into the. Oh yeah, we're gonna do one more thing here. So let's put this Maxim on here.
It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields.
Just doing a little clipping there. That's all.
It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing. It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. Just the way we live, we ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong. Working 60
clipping that drum bus. Now let's clip this a little bit less. Let's turn these back up and link them.
It's home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range, just the way we live. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range, just the way we live. We ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range, just the way we live. We ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between right and wrong. Working 60-hour weeks for not enough pay. When it's all said and done.
We're going to do one more thing. That's feeling really, really good, guys. What do you think? Almost an hour. It was almost an hour. Put that real tape saturator on here and kind of pull it. You don't want too much of this.
We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range, just the way we live.
And you guys see the drastic difference in that?
Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. Cornfields home.
We got to smash that mic. We got to smash that that C414. Let's go. That's it.
We live, we ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done.
Oh, and there's a really cool trick here too that we could do. We can define this even further. It's the Pro Expander. It almost gets rid of. I'm shooting a video. I'll be down in just a minute, okay? I love you. It almost gets rid of the. Now, when you use that, it kind of gets rid of a little bit of the cymbal bleed, but then you keep all the transient information there too. So check us out.
Cornfields home.
sounding good, guys. Let's check this one more time.
Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. Just the way we live, we ain't never gonna change. Our daddy's done told us the difference between
more
right
thing.
and wrong.
High-end transient limited.
Working 60-hour weeks for not enough pay. When it's all said and done at the end of the day, me and the boy.
That's it right there, man. Sometimes, you know, you always come across things like there's one thing. Look at the processing that we did on his vocal. We hardly did anything at all. But I'm going to hit him with a little bit of that de-esser also.
Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along.
Yeah, and then one more thing we could do, because I remember I did this on the original mix. We can do the Pultec trick on the vocal. Set it to 10K, boost and cut at the same time.
Cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. We got both CBs blaring on the stereos. Coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night, small town USA.
That's it. That's it. Let's listen from the top.
We got both CBs blaring on the stereos. Coolers filled up, the beer is ice cold. Just a Friday night, small town USA. Another show on a flatbed truck, but I'm a betting on a lady luck. By the end of the night, we'll be taking the cornfields home. Taking the cornfields home. Doing 90 miles an hour, my baby, she's waiting along. Taking the
This is cooking, man.
cornfields home. It's our way of life, we ain't doing nothing wrong. We call it hillbilly heaven, home out on the range. Just the way we live, we ain't never gonna change.
That feels great. Let's see what the riff feels like. Where's the riff? It's like some Zeppelin type stuff right there. That's cool. tuck that just a hair. Where is he? Where you at? One thing I didn't do in the original mix. But there you have it. We've got a mixed song. And it feels great, looks great, is great, awesome. I got it set up to print on this track. And we're going to go ahead and print this sucker. So if you learned something, cool. If you want to teach me something, if I did something that if I didn't do something that you do that you think would make this better, let me know in the comments. You know, that's another really, really great way to grow. You know, just put yourself out there at your level where you are and just do the thing. You know, when I started kind of working as a professional here in Nashville, I mean, you know, I was okay, but I just kind of grew into it. You know, I met a whole lot of people that helped me along the way. And then people just started pouring into my cup left and right. And then I realized that, man, it's just your ears. You know, that's what makes you special. It's not a plug-in, although plugins can help. You know, saturation modules, those kind of things, those can really, really help. But it's not the plug-in. You know, it's the person, it's the ear. It's what you like, you know. Anyway, I hope you learned something. Like, subscribe, share, hang out with me, ask questions, you know, shoot me DMs, whatever. I live to serve. That's my whole MO. So, hope you had a wonderful day. And if you want these stems, I'm sure Cal wouldn't mind you guys playing around with these stems. So, just hit me up. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July, celebrating 250 years of America. It's amazing. I'm going to go get sunburned and drink a beer. Love you guys. I love each and every one of you, and I mean it.